All right, so this is for Jared Rutan. If I pronounce your name wrong, I apologize. The first thing I would say right off the bat is ultimately the big issue. I think, I think you got great color choices. I think the big thing that I would kind of tell you to focus on is getting a little bit more of a harder edge in there. And now, personally, when it comes to this type of thing, where you're using a rough texture, I personally have issues with it. I just struggle with it. But one of the big things I would tell you to do is to really kind of refine your edges a little bit more. And use the found edge as well as the lost edge, which you're really good at the lost edge part, but the problem is everything feels lost edge. And so what you could do is, and again, is just simply go in there and kind of pick some of these base colors here and kind of refine, just a simple hard edge here, a simple hard edge. And by doing that, by adding in that simple hard edge, you're adding in more kind of definition of color and kind of form. And so just kind of adding in that little bit of kind of harsh, kind of rough texture, and giving you that nice, clean kind of contrast makes a huge difference. And you can see here, just by tightening up some of these edges, it doesn't seem like much, but it's adding in a little bit more kind of emphasis of, hey, this is what's going on. And I would add in, just little bits and pieces of that hard edge to kind of really refine and kind of really kind of sell and define the piece. And I think that's ultimately where you kind of have that struggle is, the painterly side, it looks great, but then when you're adding in a little bit more refined edges, you're going to refine your scenery a little bit more. And you can see just by adding in, just a little bit of here and there of, edge and form, I think that kind of adds significantly amount of pushing the form a little bit more. And so ultimately, yeah, I think that's the biggest issue is you just don't have that ultimately strong form in there of the hard and soft edges. And I'm not saying everything needs to be a harder edge, but you can easily go in there and kind of just refine a couple of the edges so that it tightens up what's already there. And so that's where I would tell you to kind of really kind of push your stuff a little bit more. Just it's not much, but it's just that little bit that kind of sells your overall kind of piece. And I think just adding in a little bit more, and I guess that's I like more of a photoreal type of thing. But if you want to go look at like who's the name? He did the He-Man photos. I'll put the link. I'll message you the link in it in the text area. But yeah, I mean, just simply kind of adding in that little bit of kind of life edge there, kind of really sells and defines your overall scene. And I think that's ultimately what you kind of want to do is just add in that little bit of kind of defined area here, and that might help you out. All right, I hope that helps.